Testing. Hey guys, what's going on? I have no idea what I'm doing. I am attempting to... Okay, well that was short-lived. It says the stream is offline. I don't know if this is gonna work or... Testing. Hey. Is this working? I'm not totally sure. I don't know how much latency there is. Let's see if I can watch my stream and stream at the same time. Oh boy. I don't think this is working. Testing. Hey. Is this working? I'm not totally sure. I don't know how much latency there is. Watch my stream and stream at the same time. It's taking itself offline. Hey, Mexican Charlie Lee is here. Awesome. Let's see if we can have this stable out at 720p for a little while, because it doesn't seem stable to me. Let's see, how many frames are we dropping? Offline. Oh, we're dropping 95% of the frames. Oh, jeez. How bad is my internet? Goodness gracious. I don't know why I'm typing. You guys can hear me. This is a test stream. This is not me doing any TA, but I guess we'll go ahead and open the chart. I'm dropping 95% of my frames, so I don't think this is going to work, but we'll go ahead and open it. Why not? I'm going to pull this over here. Let's see, how many frames are we dropping? What in the world is going on? 95% of the frames. Oh, jeez. How does this look for you guys? How bad is this quality? I can't tell. I'll have to watch this stream back. Turn that down. So anyway, let me turn that off and talk for a second. This is the first time that I've really recorded a live stream before, so I'm very new to this, and also my internet is absolutely terrible, guys. This is why I've never done live streams in the past, but I do want to talk about this for a second. If you can even hear me, I would like to continue. I would like to start doing live streams in the future, but someone in the Discord server mentioned that I should do a live stream after this dump on Bitcoin, because I actually recorded all of this during a little time lapse, if you will, that'll be going into tomorrow's video. And I thought, you know what, I'll pause the time lapse because it seems like Bitcoin's stabilizing a little bit, and try to do a little bit of a time lapse. My dog just walked in, and that is interesting. Hey puppy, how you doing? Just jumped up on the bed. Can you guys hear me all right? I don't think you can. Is the audio getting better? Like I said, guys, this is just a test stream. We're gonna sit here and watch the chart for a second, because I'm very much new to this whole streaming business. I want to get into it. This is so weird. I'm not used to being on this side of the streaming. Normally I'm the one watching the stream. Let's enable the DVR so I can watch this back. Well, guys, you guys say that you can hear me. I have no idea if you can or not, but I'm going to go ahead and talk as if you can. Looks like what happened with Bitcoin here is that it crashed quite heavily. I started recording that little time lapse I was talking about right up here around $7,600. And after that, we saw Bitcoin fall through the floor all the way down here to down to $6,600. Bitcoin fell quite quickly. And 10K in the next 2 hours. I don't think we're going to see $10,000 in the next 2 hours on Sophisticated Crypto Investor. Something tells me we're not going to see that, but you know, we might. Bitcoin does seem to be recovering pretty strong here now, though. Bitcoin went all the way down to 6.6K, which is actually ever so slightly below an important level of support. Look at that mad fat wick right there, guys. This all happened within the span of about 20 minutes. Your video is HD and then 420p. That's in 420p. That's pretty funny. Excuse me for a second. Sorry about that. Yeah, that is a mad wick. And if Bitcoin can back up here above $7,400, then it would look like we actually tested support on it. We just had a massive wick. I'm okay with this if Bitcoin can do that. I was talking to you guys about how we were expecting some kind of pullback coming in the next couple of days, or at least that there was one in the cards. I didn't exactly call this, so I don't want to say that, but I was warning you guys that something like this could happen. And good thing is that Bitcoin has actually bounced a little bit and is recovering up to around $7,400. But whether or not that lasts is, of course, yet to be determined. Video is zoomed in. Let's see. I think I saw what you were talking about. Let's see what that's all about. Oh, yeah, the video is zoomed in. Why is the video so zoomed in? Oh, that's on my end. I don't know what happened here. Let's fix that. This is going to look a little weird for a second, guys. Hang on a second. I'm going to bring this over here. This is going to look very weird. No, we're not. We're going to bring that back over here on my second screen. Sorry about this. I'm not sure what happened. This should not have gotten thrown out. I don't know why. Right down there. Hang on. Even further. Bear with me. Like I said, this is literally the first live stream I'm ever doing with you guys. If we continue to do this, it's going to be a little bit more quality in the future. This is mainly just a test stream. Try to fix that. What do I normally do? It's normally out like that, I believe. My second monitor is too small for this, so it's a little difficult to see. There we go. That's good for now. I'll fix it the proper way in the morning for the next video. That is my headphones. Let's close that. Alright. Let's read the chat. This is the first time I've ever actually done a real live stream. What are you guys thinking right now? What do you guys think is happening with Bitcoin? Just kind of a little healthy pullback? Are you guys getting worried? Are you FOMOing? What are you doing? I'm interested. Hang on one second. I'll be right back. Okay, I've returned. Guys, if this is actually working, let's see what we can do here. What are you guys thinking about? We got 130 of you guys watching. That's nuts. It's 11:30 at night. What are you guys doing? You ought to be asleep, not watching these charts. Okay, I'm going to post that so I can see when I actually said this. Let's get rid of this. Not that. Ah. These charts are so annoying sometimes. They're so annoying. I've been FOMO buying since December 2017. That's how long this channel's been going. So you've been FOMO buying for a while. Stream seems good so far. Yeah, guys, so what's happened, you guys know that I've been wanting to stream for a very long time, but my internet has never allowed me to do it. But just yesterday, I went ahead and upgraded my phone plan to have just a crap data with really good speeds, or at least semi-decent speeds. So perhaps we could actually start doing this. Perhaps this could actually happen. Paris, France. It's 5:33 in the morning. Nice. Nice. I used to be a night owl like that. Let's see that minute chart. Let's see that minute chart. That's a good idea. Yeah, like I said earlier, Bitcoin Jeb, let's see your mugshot. In eventuality, okay, we're gonna do that for like 100K subscribers. We gotta hold off for a little bit so I can do like the whole how to basic video on that. Just praying your aura hits. Yeah, I bet you are. This was my hunt. This was a hunt. 6:33 a.m. Woke up to my crypto alarm. Yeah, crypto. Yeah. Must go to moon. Must Lambo. Yeah, guys, I'm really liking what Bitcoin's doing here. Actually, I'm quite happy that something like this happened. And to be totally honest, I'll go ahead and tell you what the title of tomorrow's video is going to be. Yes, actually, Josh VR, I am from Tennessee. I haven't been, well, I went back literally a month ago, but I haven't lived there in like 15 years. But I am technically from Tennessee. And it's really funny when I go back up there because I don't know anyone in my personal life who sounds like me, but I go up there, all the locals sound exactly like me. It's really humorous. My actual country accent comes out a little bit. Yeah, let's go ahead and bring up that Stochastic RSI and take a look at that. Here on the minute chart, we're seeing that the MACD is starting to curve back down on itself as Bitcoin takes another bit of a dive here. So watch out for that. I also want to point out the minute RSI here on the stochastics. I normally don't do technical analysis down here, so I can't really speak to the efficacy of Stoch RSI on the minute chart, but it is definitely curving to the downside right here as Bitcoin had this little rally here on the minutely chart, guys. But one thing I talked about in today's video, it is possible, I'll get to that in a second. Ron BT says, at CryptoJeb, possible explanation, a whale sold their Bitcoin. That is very possible, but I watched this this isn't a rally. I watched this downtrend happen, and it happened relatively slowly. What this seems like happened more was it was kind of just a bearish snowball. I've been talking about a scenario kind of like that for the last couple of days where Bitcoin will start falling, and then that will be people's signal to start selling their Bitcoin because they're already so far in the green. And then as Bitcoin starts going down and down and down, more and more of those people will start selling because they've been so far in the green and they've been looking for an exit, and then you kind of have this rally, this downtrend that gets exacerbated. So I don't think this was necessarily the cause. I don't necessarily think that this was because of what happened with a whale. This was probably just something that we were overdue for. Like I said, I talked about in today's video about how Bitcoin had this bullish breakout here, but then started moving to the downside. Guys, we're up 150% from where we started back in February. Of course, there was going to be a downtrend. We all knew one was coming. We just didn't know exactly when. It seemed like it went ahead and happened. And like I said, I do apologize for the constant buffering. Whether or not we're going to be able to do this regularly is yet to be determined. I will try to figure something out, but there's literally no way for me to get any faster internet where I live, and I'm not moving just yet. Angel D1120 says, glad this happened. I can buy more at cheaper prices. I am totally with you on that. I would love to see Bitcoin go back to $6,000. I would be very happy to see that. Very happy at all. Never noticed my Canadian accent until I spent time on the other East. Yeah, I don't notice my accent much anymore, but I have one friend who is absolutely fascinated by my accent, and it's quite funny. They talk about it a lot. It's normally a little thicker than when I'm recording, because when I'm recording, I have my, I have my kind of radio voice on, if you will. You from Tennessee? Yes, I am from Tennessee. ETH went down. Yeah, let's look at some altcoins real quick. Let's see what's going on with some altcoins. That's not altcoins, that's the stock market. Let's look at what Ethereum's doing here. Let's see what Ethereum's doing here. You guys have been talking about Ethereum quite a lot for the last couple of days. You guys have been asking me to record it, and I've been looking into doing a video on the altcoins, but we've been so busy with stuff on Bitcoin that I haven't really gotten to it. This is an interesting move here on Ethereum. I don't want to spend much time here because Bitcoin is still moving, but Ethereum does seem to be basically following exactly what Bitcoin's doing. Just had this massive run up, and in the last couple of hours we're having a pullback. That's enough of Ethereum. Let's get back to Bitcoin because that's what we're really focused on here. Let's get back down to that minute chart. Jeb, do you think it's important for a chartist to know what time the exchange closes and opens? Just realize actually, Deverick Lee, that's important in the stock markets, but cryptocurrency exchanges run 24 hours a day. So if you're trading on something like the New York Stock Exchange, for example, or the NASDAQ, it's important for you to know that. It's actually ridiculously important for you to know that. It's a very important part of TA. But in Bitcoin, the charts trade all day long, all day, unless there's some kind of downtime. So that's not as important in the cryptocurrency market. Ron BT, you're asking me if it's a good time to buy now or better to wait it out. A lot of you guys are probably wondering that. A couple of you are also talking about it. I would be careful buying in here, guys. Bitcoin has just had this pullback. It's not even an hour old. So whether or not we break bullish here and start moving to the upside again, or if we do actually continue this to the downside is really yet to be determined. I'm not going to be placing a trade on this for many, many hours if I do at all. I'd really like to see Bitcoin come down before we see an entry level for a Bitcoin, for any kind of buying position on Bitcoin. Be very careful about buying into Bitcoin right now. Even though we've had this correction, this might just be the first wave of something even more major. It's very possible that Bitcoin does something like that and falls off a cliff down to $6,000. I can't say with any certainty, especially since I haven't had a whole lot of time to plan this and do the actual TA on whether or not Bitcoin's going to pump or dump from here, guys. The main thing that I do want to tell you guys during this little test live stream that we're running is to be very careful of this, because we've just seen a major dump. We've just seen Bitcoin had a little bit of a pullback up from it, but I want you to realize Bitcoin so far has not retraced all the way back up to where it started. We started up here around $7,800. Bitcoin's trading around $7,200 right now. That tells you something. That tells you that the bears are still, for the moment anyway, stronger than the bears. Keep that in mind. As FFMat12 said, wait for confirmation. Always wait for confirmation, guys. We don't have confirmation of anything right now except for that the bears are a force to be reckoned with. You're right, you can't see the price scale on the side of my screen. Let's go ahead and fix that. Like I said, I'm not exactly sure what's gone on with my chart and why this all got reset. That looks a little bit more familiar, doesn't it, guys? Let's see, right about there. There we go. Let's go ahead and drag that down just a little bit. Let's see. Perfect, much better. I'm not exactly sure what happened there. When I started live streaming, it must have changed the scale. When do you get to see my face? Well, guys, like I said, we're going to be doing a face reveal in the future. We're not doing it yet. I'm not making any promises about a face reveal before 100K, but we might do a face reveal before 100K. No promises, okay? No promises. We'll see what happens. I do want to do a face reveal, like, really badly, but we'll see what happens. Reactive rally after a big dump is natural. Exactly. There's always going to be a reactive rally after a big dump. You're always going to see people you're always going to see that people are going to be buying up Bitcoin when it's just retraced 15%. There's always going to be a, did I say that the bears are stronger than the bears? I meant to say the bears are stronger than the bulls right now. There's always going to be some kind of reaction to when Bitcoin drops 15%. So just because we've had this rally here does not mean that Bitcoin is out of the woods yet. Watch out for that. Oh, yeah, that's not what I meant to say, guys. Apologies on that. Let's see. Let's go ahead and look at our moving averages here, see what we got. Let's bring up our moving averages. Normally, guys, you'll see me doing my technical analysis before the video is recorded. This is an interesting one right here, and I had a feeling that we'd be sitting on this. Check this out. Bitcoin is sitting right on that 200 hourly moving average. That's one of the reasons I wanted to check those. I had a feeling that Bitcoin would be sitting on one of these moving averages. A lot of times when it has a massive wick like that, it's going to be testing support on one of them. And right now it's testing support around $7,200 on that 200 hourly moving average. That is an important moving average. It's not one that you see Bitcoin trade around a lot, but it does tend to be rather important, especially on longer term time frames. But it would be interesting if Bitcoin did go ahead and bounce on the candlestick right here and start moving to the upside again. That would be interesting, but if Bitcoin can stay below this, then that's obviously going to be bearish. Guys, like you said and like I've said, I would very much like to see Bitcoin pull all the way back down to $6,000 so that we can buy some more. JP Sat, yes, I am older than Bitcoin. I'm not 9 years old. I am a PewDiePie fan, but I'm not 9 years old biologically speaking. Set your stop losses. Yes, set your stop losses, guys. Be very careful with this. A lot of people were talking about using trailing stops during this rally, and I was talking about that as well. If you guys were using a trailing stop during this and you were able to stop yourself out before Bitcoin fell below like $7,600, then that definitely would have been a good thing. To answer your question, Thomas Lee, this is probably not going to be posted in better quality later because this is the quality that's being recorded in. Unfortunately, I have terrible internet. I live out in the middle of nowhere, and that's the way I like it. But considering I have an online business, it does have its drawbacks. So this is not going to be posted. You guys are going to see this, and this is going to stay. A moment in history. We're all going to have this memory together, and then it's all going to be over. And then we'll try and do more live streams that are a little bit more well formatted in the future when I do actually figure out something with this. Internet situation. Anyway, someone just mentioned that we're testing the 20. Oh, look at that. We are. Good call. Who said that? Plasbot, you're the one that got me to start recording this live stream in the first place. Good call, dude. I didn't check that. I didn't check the daily chart because I was too caught up on the hourly chart. Yeah, check this out. Bitcoin is testing support on the 20 daily exponential moving average. That is a very important detail. I'm glad you pointed that out. I would have noticed that sooner or later. I definitely would have noticed it before we recorded tomorrow's video. But Bitcoin testing that is a very important thing. If Bitcoin does go below that 20 exponential moving average, then we're probably going to see a crash all the way down to $6,000. Right now, it doesn't really look like that's going to happen. Bitcoin is sitting up here quite a bit above it. Bitcoin is sitting up here. Let's see. Bitcoin is several percentage points off of this, about 8 or 9% above. Now it's in 720p. That's interesting. Is this? Give me a consensus, guy. You know what? I'm gonna do a straw poll. I've seen other streamers do this. We're gonna do a straw poll. Give me just a second. I'm gonna put a straw poll together, and we're gonna see if you guys are able to see good quality content with good audio. Or obviously, I can't watch the. I'm having internet problems enough without watching the stream, so I can't tell. Let's go ahead and put this together. 1 second. Second, guys. Okay. Great poll. Awesome. Share it. Copy it. Okay. This is going to go ahead and go up in the chat. I want you guys to go ahead and check this. Use this poll to tell me what the stream. Okay. Well, we've got that poll up. We have 250 people watching. Good Lord, I've got a crowd, don't I? How are you guys doing? Tell me in the comment section down... Excuse me, I'm too used to making normal videos. Tell me in the chat how you guys are doing with this. Are you guys freaking out? Are you worried about Bitcoin crashing through the floor? Are you excited that Bitcoin is pulling back and that we're able to buy Bitcoin lower? Are you frantically trying to get on exchange and grab as much Bitcoin as you possibly can? I'm interested to hear your opinions on that. Do we have a video in the course on when to use certain indicators? What do you mean exactly by when to use certain indicators? You mean like what time frames you should use them? What situations should use them? Is that what you're talking about? We go over all these different indicators, and I talk about that kind of stuff in each one of the videos. Guys, that coupon code is still running, by the way, up through tomorrow. CryptoTaka, I am glad to see that I'm going live. Also, I'm not totally sure what the quality is. A lot of you guys say it's doing okay, which I'm encouraged by. My audio is intermittent at times. That's what I thought. I'm gonna go ahead and post that straw poll again. Yeah, finally a correction. Gino Wu says finally a correction. I'm happy that we saw a correction, to be honest. I was worried about Bitcoin. It just rallying forever is not a good thing for Bitcoin. I mean, you'd think it would be. You'd think that Bitcoin just going to the moon indefinitely would be a great thing, but it's really not, to be totally honest. Bitcoin did need to have a pullback, and this, honestly, is quite healthy for Bitcoin. I'm quite happy about this. I bought today, then sold. I don't feel right, and then bought again after watching YouTube. Decaf coffee jab. Guys, it's 11:45 at night. I haven't had any coffee. You know what? I'm going to regret this because I'm not going to get any sleep. I'll be right back. I'm going to get coffee. Okay, I've returned and I have coffee. We're going to drink some coffee and then we're going to do some technical analysis. This is stupid. I was going to go to sleep like an hour ago and then Bitcoin started doing this. All right, guys. Tell me in the chat what you want me to talk about, because like I said, this is the first live stream I've ever really done, and I am looking for suggestions. I always love constructive criticism. Tell me what you want me to cover. Do you want me to look at Bitcoin? Do you want me to look at the minute chart, the daily chart, the monthly chart? Do you want me to look at altcoins? What do you guys want me to do? We can do anything. The world is our oyster. What will happen now? Is this the bottom? That's a good question. We'll talk about that. He really left to get coffee. I did really leave to get coffee. I've got it in my hands right now. Hey guys, I'll take over Jeb's job when he gets coffee. Let me know how low you think Bitcoin will drop. Oh, you guys are funny. Yeah, I'm a quick one. The kitchen's not far from my room. Video is horrible. Can't even read the numbers on the chart. Audio is okay. That sounded like a Snapple. It's not a Snapple. It's sugar milk, as a barista friend of mine says. You still have that chat on Discord? Yes, that chat is still on Discord. Jeb, if I win hundreds of thousands of dollars at this bottom, I will not forget your courage. Oh, thank you very much, Todd Too Damn Hype. That's so nice of you. Yeah, I thought I was going to get some sleep tonight, too. No, that's not going to happen. We're going to sit here and talk about this for a while. If you were down on Litecoin in from $102, would you sell now before the fall off or expect stabilization? What I would honestly do with Litecoin is I would just hodl it. That's what I would do. Not financial advice. You guys know the not financial advice crap. Not financial advice. I would honestly, I don't care what you have in Litecoin. I just hold it because I think Litecoin is going to do well in the next couple of years. Yes, that live chat is still on Discord. Check the link of any video that's ever gone up in the course in the YouTube channel. You'll find a link to that if you want to join. Do I think the drop is already over? That seems to be what you guys are wanting me to talk about. By the way, FFMatt12, thank you for the $2 donation. Do you tether or try to trade to accumulate sats? What I basically do is I trade and invest for the sole purpose of accumulating as many Satoshis as I possibly can. I am not really all that interested in what Bitcoin what Bitcoin's price is on the US dollar front. I don't really care all that much. That's why I've been able to remain so emotionless whenever Bitcoin has a massive run up or a massive dump. If you guys have been watching the channel for a long time, you'll know that I don't really get all that worked up when a crash happens. And a lot of times when a major crash happens, as we'll see in tomorrow's video, I basically make a video saying, good, a gigantic crash came. I'm going to buy some more Bitcoin now. So no, I'm not really interested in what the dollar value of my portfolio is, although it's been doing pretty well over these last couple of days, over these last couple of weeks. I'm more interested in the Satoshi value. So yeah, I do try to accumulate as much Bitcoin value as I can because I believe in the long-term future of Bitcoin. Yeah, Mike Smith, you say I bought Litecoin $23, couldn't resist. The very first cryptocurrency I ever bought was on August the 1st, I want to say it was. I can go back in Coinbase and check. It was Litecoin at $41.02. I bought a quarter of a Litecoin. That was my very first investment. And then, of course, from there I invested a whole lot more, of course. But that was my very first cryptocurrency. There's definitely a soft spot in my heart for Bitcoin. Well, for Litecoin is what I meant to say. I just got a Facebook notification. Let's go ahead and mute that. All right, so a lot of you guys want to know what Bitcoin is going to do next. What will happen now is this the bottom. Let's go ahead and discuss that. Where is Bitcoin headed from now? That is, of course, the question that we're all wondering. Guys, I want to get this out of the way first and foremost that I have not had a whole lot of time to do technical analysis on this move, considering it's only happened in the last hour or so. So it's going to be a little bit off the cuff. But I will tell you my first impression. My first impression is that I think a lot of the pullback that we're going to see is probably already done with, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the pullback is totally over. And what I mean by that is that Bitcoin did come down and test some very, very important support, namely this 20 exponential moving average that Plasboy talked about in the chat a couple minutes ago. That's a very important level of support. If Bitcoin comes down and tests anything, I think it's going to test this. After this, if it breaks that, it'll come down and test 6K. Those are the two major levels of support that I'm looking at. And of course, where we're sitting right now, around $7,400, is also a relatively important level of support as well, partially because of all the levels and all the trading that was done around these levels back over here, back in the day, back in 2018. Definitely an important level that I'd like to see happening. By the way, Sharad, thank you for the $1.99 donation. We'll talk about 100K Bitcoin here in just a minute, but a lot of people are wondering what's going on with this shorter term move. Basically, the question that a lot of you guys seem to have is Bitcoin going to continue moving to the downside? Where's the bottom? What does the next couple of hours for Bitcoin look like? That's the main question. So let's go ahead and dive into that. What I want to see is what happens here in the next 7 minutes. And the reason I say that is because at the time of recording this is a live stream, so about 30 seconds before you're seeing this, it's 11:53 p.m. We're about to see, yes, I do have a shaggy beard, by the way. We're about to see that this candlestick is going to close. And we're going to see something very interesting when this candlestick does close. We're going to see that this candlestick has a fat wick right below it. And basically what that means is that means a lot of bullishness for the bears, a lot of bullishness for the bulls. And the reason that does, because when you have a very long bottom wick like that, that actually typically indicates that you've seen a bottom and that the market will bounce from there. It can be called a hammer. It can be called a lot of different things. But that is typically what you want to look out for. Guys, we have almost 300 people watching the stream right now. That is absolutely insane. Tell me in the chat if you're a newer subscriber to the channel or if you've been here for a while. I know we've had a couple thousand subscribers over the last couple of days. Crazy. Welcome to the channel if you are new here. But I do want to go ahead and talk about that also. Let's see. Let me answer this real quick. All right. I'm going to answer that. Oh, man. I just opened OBS and it said the recording had 0 minutes on. I was very concerned that I wasn't recording because I'm so used to that. New. Newer. All right. Brand new. Well, welcome to the channel, all you guys. We got some veterans and we got some new here. I just subscribed about 30 minutes ago. Well, welcome to the channel. FFMat12 gives me a $5 donation. What do you think about mining in the US? Well, honestly, if mining is profitable, then I like it. If mining is unprofitable, I don't like it. That's really just about all the opinion I have on it. I've seen some people make a ton of money mining. I've seen some people lose a ton of money mining. It kind of just depends on what tools you're using, what equipment you're using, how much you got the equipment for, your electricity costs, how much Bitcoin you're actually mining if you're doing it on a large or a small scale. There's a lot of factors that go into that. So it's kind of a hard thing for me to just blanket slate say. I do think that if mining is profitable, it's a good way to invest. Although I personally prefer just investing in the coin rather than mining it. Aaron Wacker says, Crypto Jeb, been watching you for a long time. Learned technical analysis from you. Got in 2016, November at $5,800 before 20K. Yeah, I think you mean 2017 because that's around the time I got in. Let's go ahead and do a little bit of history lesson here. I'll show you guys when I got into the market. KKHH donates $5. Thank you so very much for the tip. What's your top prediction for the next bull run? I think the next bull run is going to see Bitcoin rally to over $100,000. That's about as serious as I want to get with a prediction on that. It's hard to call those tops with a lot of accuracy. You're currently mining with GPUs. What kind of GPUs are you mining, Mike Smith? That's interesting. Dude, I sold 8.2K, scooped it at 6.7. Good for you, Michael, man. For a lot of people making a ton of money right now. But yeah, history lesson. You guys are probably, well, if you've been watching the channel for a while, you've probably heard me talk about where I got into cryptocurrency, and it was this candlestick right here. This one right here. I remember this day very well. It was around 3 hours in the day before where we are now, about 8 o'clock in the afternoon. And if you guys remember a fellow named Crypto Nick, then you will have been in the YouTube community for a very long time. I saw his video on Genesis mining and went ahead and checked out this cryptocurrency thing. And 4 or 5 months later, I started a YouTube channel, and here we are. History has a way of writing itself like that. Definitely interesting. Definitely a wild ride. Very much enjoying it. Awesome that we can do this kind of thing now, and awesome that I get to share this bull market with all you guys. It's really cool. Drink some more coffee. Will this turn into a head and shoulders? That's an interesting question. Let's go ahead and look at that on the hourly chart because this really does look like it could form into a head and shoulders pattern. Jeb got in around July and August. Well, you got in at a decent time. You got to see a lot of the bearishness and you got to see a lot of the bullishness. RX 570s, RX 580s, and 1060s. Yeah, I've considered trying out mining on my computer. I have a 1070 in it. I built that computer for this channel actually a little while ago. FFMat12, how long until the moon? Donate $10. Thank you very much for the donations, FFMat. You're very quickly becoming my sugar mama. Thank you so much. I'm more than flattered. How long until the moon? Guys, I think we're already kind of going towards the moon. There's so many of you guys trying to get my attention. I do apologize. I can't answer everything you're saying. Jeb is the name of your band. Alexa will play our next album. That's funny that you say that, Bill. Bayu Bandar. I'm actually colorblind, so that's pretty funny. What you were saying about the, I'm going to have to look away for chat for a second to answer this because this is an important question. What you were saying about the head and shoulders pattern is interesting because this does look like it's forming into a head and shoulders pattern. We definitely have what looks like a shoulder over here, and this is kind of a fat head. Maybe it's Homer Simpson or something, but Bitcoin does have quite a lot of sideways trading here, and this does look like it could potentially form into a head and shoulders pattern like this. That's something that I'll keep an eye on, and I'll talk about in tomorrow's video. Depending on whether or not that plays out. We'll look at that. There's definitely a chance that Bitcoin comes down to the neckline of around $6,800 here and then does bounce up to maybe $7,400 and test resistance at it. If that happens, I think the worst thing that would happen from that kind of movement would be Bitcoin coming down to 6K and then moving to the upside from there. I don't think Bitcoin's going to go back below $6,000 at the moment. Maybe that happens. Maybe the technical analysis changes. Maybe something happens. We'll see what happens, guys. I don't think we're going below $6,000 for right now anyway. We could probably trade it. We could. There's reason to believe that it might happen, though. That doesn't necessarily mean we're going to break it, though. We might go down and test it. Love the generosity on this chat. I do too, guys. That's not necessary, but I do appreciate it. I definitely appreciate it. Thank you very much. Jeb, doesn't this look like a bear flag on the lower time frames? Let's see. It kind of does, actually. That's what I was looking at earlier, and I got sidetracked. It really kind of does look like a bear flag. The reason that I wasn't talking about it a lot was, like I said, partially because I got sidetracked, but also partially because typically a bear flag wouldn't have this down here. We'd see the bear flag come in something like this, and then we'd fall bearish. But the fact that this happened on an uptrend would actually indicate this is a bull flag more than anything. So keep that in mind. Should I sell right now to get cheaper buy-in? The time to sell was 2 hours ago when I or an hour and a half ago when I started recording this time lapse. It'll be in tomorrow's video. I'd be careful about selling right now. You can if you want, guys. I'm not going to tell you what to do with your trades. People ask me all the time, Jeb, what should I do with my trades? As a matter of principle, I don't tell anyone, including my friends and family, what to trade. I don't do that. I give you guys the information so you can make that trade on your own. And that's not just because I'm worried about getting sued, although that is definitely a factor. It's because I want you guys to be comfortable in your own trades. If you have to ask me, then that means that you're not comfortable enough in your own trades. You need to work on that. You have 84 cards. Nice, man. Or 48 cards, excuse me. I can read. Very nice. Very nice. This is just a healthy retrace that has been brought straight back up, super bullish. No, I agree. I think that this is actually bullish in reality for Bitcoin. We need in the longer term time frames. On the shorter term, it's bearish, of course. But I do think this is actually a good thing for Bitcoin. FFMat12 coming in again with another $5 donation. I should dual stream on DLive. You know, PewDiePie actually moved over to DLive, but I haven't done a whole lot on DLive. I'll check that out. V-bottom relay. Let's go ahead and drink some more of my delicious coffee. I have no idea how I'm going to be able to get up in the morning without my coffee. This is my last cup of coffee. You guys make fun of me for drinking coffee. For about like the first year or so of this channel, I didn't drink any coffee and I talked just the same speed. And then I started drinking coffee and you guys, I think you noticed the difference. How low are we going to go, Jeb? I'll answer that pretty concisely because a lot of you guys are wondering that. How low we're going to go, I think that Bitcoin at the very lowest will go to $6,000, but I'm not convinced that we're actually going to go all the way down there. At this point, I think the low is probably in at around $6,600, and I'm not convinced that we're going to go below that. A large part of the reason for that is because of that 20 exponential moving average that we discussed here just a second ago. Let's go ahead and look at that. The shaggy beard, buy better internet, you're fuzzy. No, I completely agree. I would buy better internet if there was literally any internet at my house that I could buy. You better believe I would, because I would love to do a live stream every single night for an hour with you guys because I'm really enjoying this and I always knew I would. But there's literally no other internet offered where I am other than my crappy internet. So since we've done this, I am going to look into what I can do. Maybe I can get satellite internet and I'll have bad latency. I'll try and figure something out so that we can have high quality internet, so that I can have high quality internet to stream for you guys. I do want to be able to do this kind of thing. We'll look into that. Thank you for the $15. Like I said, those donations are not required. But I do appreciate them. I do appreciate that. Thank you, guys. That does mean it does mean a lot to see your support. It's not about the money, but the support does mean something. So thank you for that. Do you believe this will be one of the many pullbacks like ahead, or not for a while? I think Bitcoin is going to have pullbacks a lot as we go into this bull market. If you guys look back on how the 2016-17 bull market started, we want to look back here. What you're going to find is that Bitcoin had a gigantic rally just the same way that it did today. And after it did, we had a gigantic pullback as well. Bitcoin rallied quite a lot here. Bitcoin, if I remember correctly from when I was doing TA on this earlier today, Bitcoin rallied 150%. FF Matt 12 donating $20. Group funding for faster internet for Jeb. Okay, thank you. It's not about the funding. It's about literally they don't have a line out here for me, but I'll take your money if you want to give it to me. Mr. Cortez says for Cafe Bustelo coffee grant. I'm gonna look that up. I've been looking for some coffee. Cafe Bustelo. I will keep that in mind, good sir. Bitcoin finally taking. Anyway, what I was saying, I'll get back to chat here in just a second. Apologies, I won't be able to read it for a second. But what I was saying is that Bitcoin ran 150% down here from $200 up to $500. Gigantic rally. Of course, this was going to have a blow off top. And in hindsight, it's a lot easier to say, of course, this was going to have a pullback. Of course, it was going to actually retrace because Bitcoin had just run a ridiculous amount. Yes, I am from the South. I'm from Tennessee. I live in Florida. I've never told you guys that. I live in Florida. If you live in Florida, try and find me. I don't know. Don't come out to my house. You'll regret it. Anyway, Bitcoin did have a big pullback right here, all the way down to around $300. And that was about a 40% retracement, guys. That was not a small retracement. It was a rather big retracement. And in hindsight, it's very easy to say, well, of course, Bitcoin had a massive run-up. It was going to have a massive pullback. But now, because everybody gets emotional in these markets, no one wants to come to terms with the fact that Bitcoin is going to have some kind of pullback from this gigantic rally that we've been on. And this very well may be just the start of it, guys. It wouldn't surprise me if Bitcoin did go down to $6,000. And yes, to answer your question, I do live in the middle of nowhere, and I like it that way. Bitcoin is up still over 120% from where it started, and guess what? It ran 150% from the bottom, just the same way as it did in 2015 during the 2016-17 bull market starting. That's what happened. The exact same thing happened. These two markets have been mirroring each other a lot. They've been mirroring each other a whole lot. Whole lot. And during that market back then, Bitcoin had a 40% retracement. If Bitcoin had a 40% retracement, that'd pull us all the way back down to like $5,000. Don't think that's going to happen, but pulling back to $6,000 wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. And now everybody wants to know where in Florida I live. I'm not going to tell you that. I'm just going to tell you that I live in Florida. You guys can search around and try and find me. It turns out I was actually doing marketing. The person I'm talking about might actually be watching this live stream. I was doing marketing for the course with my ad agency, and this is a really funny story. One of the good night, Ilson. One of the people I was working with, TJ, said that he was talking to his boss, and his boss trades in cryptocurrency, and his boss, TJ, said my name Jeb to him, and his boss said, "Crypto Jeb? I know that guy. I love that guy." And I thought that was very funny. I never thought that. I definitely consider myself a very small channel, so it's interesting to see that. You should brand your own coffee and make it available for your fans. Maybe I'll have a merch store, and the first thing I'll launch is coffee. I won't launch anything else. I'll launch coffee. Anyway, we're getting sidetracked. Let's get back in here to the minute chart. Looks like Bitcoin is rallying a little bit here above $7,400. That's one of the things I wanted to watch out for, was Bitcoin getting back up above $7,400. This is definitely going to be a level of resistance. As you can see, we've come up here and tested this a couple times. I've talked about in the past how this was an important level to be looking at. When you watch tomorrow's video, this live stream will include this level. I've had this up on the chart for a couple days now, and it's interesting to see how Bitcoin is testing it as we move on here. You're from Tennessee because you're the only 10 I see. Oh, thank you. Michael Manfro, you are you're hot. I can't think of a pun, so you're just hot. You always get strange, weird stories out of Florida. I will tell you guys one day about how all, you know what, I'm not gonna tell you that story. You guys don't need to know that story. I got a lot of weird stories from Florida. Fort Lickerdale. Where's Waldo, Jed? Not far from me. Not far. I know exactly where Waldo is. I've been through Waldo many times. Through Waldo many times. Crypto coffee, how could you go wrong? That's a good point. That is a good point. You know, you got a point there. Crypto coffee, how could you go wrong? Maybe we'll make some Bitcoin branded coffee. You know, I actually have a picture. I went to a 3D printing conference with a friend of mine about a year ago, RepRap, if you guys know anything about 3D printing. He knows a lot more about it than I do. But they had 3D printed Bitcoins there, and I tried to buy it from the guy, and he wouldn't sell it to me, but I really wanted one. Only sell merch for Bitcoin. You know, we'll probably do a merch store in the future, but that'll really just be for fun. I'll probably... we'll do that in the future. After we pass like 50K subscribers or something, when I can actually justify the amount of work that goes into setting up merch, we'll probably do something like that. But merchandise is definitely a little ways off. I trade on Binance in case you were asking everybody else. I'll tell you. I trade on Binance. And what part of Tennessee are you from? I was born in, well, technically I was born in Pigeon Forge. I was born in, I lived in Gatlinburg when I was younger. I don't live there anymore. I do like to still go up there. Gatlinburg's a beautiful place. If you guys have ever been up there, you'll know what I'm talking about. Absolutely gorgeous. I went drifting my truck out in Gatlinburg out by, if you guys know where the Little Pigeon River is in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, then I went drifting out there. Is Crypto Nick still alive? That's funny because Crypto Nick is actually the guy who got me into the cryptocurrency space. I was talking about it a little while ago. Coffee and Crypto. Now that's the name of a segment. I like that. I like that. I'm going to remember that. Coffee and Crypto. You know, who said that? I need to credit you. Michael Manfro, you said that. Michael Manfro, I'm going to do something. Let's go. Michael Manfro, I'm going to take a screenshot of that. That's what I'm going to do because I want that. I want to remember that. That's a really good name. Go ahead and put that there. Save that. Get that for later. Coffee and Crypto. That's a great name for a segment. Good on you, man. Do you see all-time highs by the end of the year? That's an interesting question as well. A lot of you guys have been wondering that, if Bitcoin's going to go above 20K by the end of the year. There's actually some people that know exactly what they're talking about who think Bitcoin is going to go to 100K by the end of the year. I'm not one of them. I don't think Bitcoin's going to go that high. You played baseball at Pigeon Forge. Oh, that's awesome. I think Bitcoin could definitely go. I think Bitcoin definitely could go to $20,000 by the end of the year. I'd kind of be surprised, though. I think it's going to be more of a steady uptrend. We'll probably be over 10K, maybe up around 15K by the time the year ends. Probably quarter 1, though. We'll see. Jeb got Bog to give us some action for his live stream test. Chevy or Ford truck? It's a Ford Explorer Sport Track. It's just my truck. Of course, I have another vehicle, but it's good to have it's good to have a truck. Craig Grant. Oh, yeah, I remember Craig Grant. Can we get back to the TA? We can get back to the TA. What do you guys want me to look at? Do you want me to look at the shorter term? You want me to look at the longer term? Tell me what you'd like to see. We'll definitely look at it. Are we dumping more? Guys, I have talked about that a little bit. Let's see here. You know, FF Matt, I haven't looked into the hyperwave a whole lot. I'd have to do some more research on that before I really gave you a good answer on that. I don't like to talk before I know exactly what I'm talking about, so I'm gonna not weigh in on that, unfortunately. 20K by the end of the year for sure. That's definitely possible. 100K, but unlikely. I think we're gonna go to 100K. I think we're gonna go to 100K eventually. You dick, I asked that 100 times and you couldn't answer. Hey, I don't know who you're talking to, but you better not be talking to me. I'll go ahead and put you in timeout, friend. Bitcoin dropped for... You missed the stream. The stream's not over, guys. We just started the stream. I have no idea what I'm doing. This is the first time we've done this. Rod Santos, $27. Check out Litecoin to keep up the good videos and love the live streams. Were you the one that said you bought Bitcoin or Litecoin at $27? I bet you were, weren't you? Let's go ahead and check out Litecoin because Rob wants us to. Litecoin is trading around $90 right now. If you guys remember, Litecoin ran all the way up to $370. I remember when Litecoin first ran to where it's trading around now, ran all the way up to $90, guys. Litecoin had a crazy rally over here, all the way up to $90. Back over here in April 2017, Litecoin was trading at $4, ran all the way to $400 within a year. That shows you how much money you can make in altcoins if you trade the right one. But as for more shorter term TA, I have so much technical analysis on Litecoin from way back in the day. I haven't traded it recently. But if we go ahead and look at it here, like I said, I don't trade a whole lot of altcoins now. I've basically just been investing and been working on the business front of crypto for a little while now. But one thing that does jump out at me very early on is that right there, that uptrend. This is going to be some more shorter, this is going to be some more off-the-cuff technical analysis because, like I said, I haven't looked at Litecoin in a little while. Oh, excuse me, I got the burps from my coffee. Yeah, okay, so this is interesting. Litecoin did come up here and test resistance at around $100. We do have resistance at $110. I'd be interested to see if Litecoin could go up there and test that. That's a very important level of resistance from way back in the day when Litecoin was coming down here. We tested it once, we tested it twice, we tested it 3 times, we tested it thrice, we fell back below. Litecoin did not manage to get back up above that. We did pull all the way back down to $23. I really wish I had a Litecoin back then because I knew that was a great investment on Litecoin, but I still didn't do it, and I do regret it. Of course, that's what we're all really here to do in the cryptocurrency market, is mitigate as much regret as we possibly can. Let's go ahead and make sure nothing's happening on Bitcoin. No, it's not. Cool. Litecoin, let's see. Litecoin. I do want to see what Litecoin has to do with this 20 exponential moving average. It's been coming down here and testing that and then falling down to test this uptrend and garnering support there. To answer your question, I don't typically day trade crypto. I normally only buy and hold and do more swing trade stuff. I don't do a whole lot of day trading anymore. FUD unintended on the last 3 times, 1 week chart. Let's see. J-Rard, thank you very much for the $10 donation. FUD unintended. I know you're not trying to spread FUD. You just want to hear the opinion on this. Last 3 times, 1 week chart looked as it does now. 82, 85, and 83% drops. The last time the RSI, MFI, and the NVT sat at current levels. Bitcoin fell dramatically. Thoughts? Well, it's kind of hard for me to give you thoughts on that right off the top of my head. I'd have to look into that. But I don't think that we're about to drop 80% on Ethereum, and I don't think that we're about to see a gigantic crash on Bitcoin, but like I said, there is still definitely that possibility that Bitcoin comes down to that $6,000 level. We talked about for a long time about how Bitcoin has reacted during this market as compared to what it did in 2014 and 2015. Bitcoin pulled all the way back down to $200 way back in the day. Way back in the day, we pulled all the way back down to $200. We ran through, broke through $200, broke through $300, excuse me, then pulled back down to $300, used it as support onto the next bull market. I think that that's possible that we would see something similar happen on the cryptocurrency markets right now, where Bitcoin will pull back down to around $6,000. I think that that's definitely possible. Maybe not probable. Like I said, I want to do some more technical analysis on this in my own time, where I can sit here and think about it with a little bit more detail. This has all just started developing as to whether or not Bitcoin's going to do that. But I think there's a decent chance that Bitcoin does come down to 6,000. And I'd actually be happy about that if it did. I would definitely be happy about that. David Carr, you said you've already made $107. Yeah, I don't know. You guys keep sending me money. I didn't. I mean, I'm not complaining. You guys can do that if you'd like. I didn't expect to get any donations while we were running this test stream, though. Mainly because of the bullish sentiment. FFMat12, do you think the sudden reduction in shorts this morning in one candle with no change in price has anything to do with this possible whale? No, I looked at that this morning and I meant to include that in today's video, but I got sidetracked by what we were talking about in today's video. What happened with the shorts this morning is that a lot of YouTubers talked about this, so I didn't really feel bad about missing it. Essentially, what happened with the shorts this morning and what's happened more recently is that they just fell off a cliff. They didn't get liquidated. They got, I don't short a whole lot, so I'm not totally, this is a phenomenon that doesn't happen very much. Essentially, they didn't get covered. I'm not going to get into it, but essentially we lost a ton of shorts, but they weren't exactly covered, so we didn't see a bunch of buying pressure. This is why you have to be careful about using shorts and longs to do your technical analysis. I haven't done it in a while, and part of the reason I haven't done it in a while is because sometimes you do see stuff like this where shorts literally just fall off a gigantic cliff, and this isn't like stocks where this gap is going to be filled necessarily, and this isn't a normal chart anyway, so it wouldn't have to be. Honestly, to answer your question, I don't think that this has a lot of implications on the Bitcoin market. I don't think that this is going to mean a whole lot for Bitcoin. Shorts and longs are important, but when you have a massive move like this, it kind of negates the power that this has. And the fact that this happened like almost 24 hours ago before this pullback that we're seeing, I don't think that caused this. I think it's just kind of corollary, and they happened around the same time. I don't really put a whole lot of weight on that. That's part of the reason I didn't really cover it in today's video. Hey, buddy. Yeah, hey, buddy. Hi. Drink some more coffee and toast all those people who say that I should drink decaf. Absolutely not. I have a friend who's a barista, actually, and she tells me that the kind of coffee I drink is not coffee, it's sugar milk. So that's what I call it. It's a frappuccino. Fellow YouTuber not to listen to. Well, there are ones that I would like to answer to that, but I'm not going to say them because that would be rude. So I'm going to not do that. Sorry about that. I tried to buy at 6.6K, but Coinbase wouldn't let me, and I was pissed. Litecoin was at $84 too. Yeah, a lot of people tried to buy this dip, and a lot of people were successful. Like I said, I got all of this right here, and a bunch of this jump up here, on camera. So we'll actually have a time lapse of that in tomorrow's video. I've never done that before, but we'll go ahead and do something like that. What are you guys thinking? One thing I've been interested in knowing is what exchanges do you guys use to trade? Do you use Binance? Do you use Bittrex? Do you use Bitfinex, Poloniex? What do you guys use? Do you mainly trade on BitMEX? Do you leverage trade? I do want to hear about that. Tell me in the chat what you think about that. What do you guys typically trade on? Like I said, Houston Gerard, don't try to catch a falling knife unless you love losing money. Wait until it settles. Exactly. That's what you have to be careful of. If you're watching the market when it does something like this, the way that I was, then yeah, when Bitcoin crashes down here, you could have tried to buy down here below 7K, and you probably would have been okay. But it's also possible that Bitcoin just falls off a cliff down to $6,000 or $5,000 at the same time. So do be careful about catching falling knives. That will almost always leave you cut if you don't know exactly what you're doing. Did it just get denied from your top red line there? Yeah, it looks like it did. I was talking about $7,400 being an important level of resistance even before Bitcoin bounced here. I was kind of talking to myself about that because that's kind of how I think. I think out loud about this while I was recording that time lapse. I was talking about $7,400, and so far it does seem that Bitcoin is having a little bit of problems with that. Okay, so I checked the straw poll that we ran a little while ago, and you guys seem to think that everything's running somewhat okay anyway. Oh my good lord, there's a lot of people. How about YouTubers to listen to? I will tell you YouTubers to listen to. Carl from the Moon is a great guy. I've spoken to him quite a lot. I definitely stand behind him. I like what he says. I watch his videos quite a lot. I do not copy him. Sometimes people see me cover the exact same thing that he does, and they say I'm copying him. But guys, there's only so much news to go around. There's only so many technicals to look at. Sometimes we're going to cover the same thing. Carl from the Moon is definitely a good channel to check out. I've started watching Sonny Decree a little bit lately. He seems to be pretty good. I haven't watched him for as long as I've watched Carl, so I can't say as much good things about him. But he does seem to be... I like his technical analysis anyway. I'll put it at that. Alessio Rostani is wrong sometimes, but he's also a good... he is a very good technical analyst. And to be fair to him, a lot of the predictions that he was making were based off of valid technical analysis, but sometimes the technical analysis simply isn't right. And that doesn't necessarily mean that he's a bad analyst. It just means that the technical analysis that he was looking at was not right. He's a good trader as well. I do like Alessio Rostani. I do watch him. Nicholas Merton from Data Dash, another great YouTuber. I'd recommend you all go watch him. Thank you, Kelly, for the $2 donation. I do appreciate it. Like I said, you guys are giving me money, and I didn't even ask for it. I don't know why. I'm not going to complain, though. You guys, thank you. Quality is much better now. Yeah, apparently it's been stabilizing. You guys seem to be enjoying it. You should change the title of this live stream to something like Bitcoin crashes. Yeah, let's go ahead and change the title to something clickbaity, guys. What kind of clickbait should we do in the title? Oh my god. Oh my lord. Bitcoin crashed to $6,600. Check it out. It out. Boom. Clickbait title. There we go. That's all I watched. You, Carl Zombie, and the Revolution. Kirby's Math. That's what someone said. Ready Set Crypto. I don't know anything about them. I know about that channel. I haven't watched them though. Alessio does get some things wrong, but like I said, it's not that he's wrong because he's a bad technical analyst. He's really just been getting unlucky on a lot of that. And to be honest, guys, I do technical analysis every single day, just like you guys do. But the difference that I have between you guys is that I put it on YouTube. So what I make, the calls that I make about the market go in front of thousands of people. So whenever I make a mistake, you better believe I'm the first to know about it because everybody makes sure I know about it. So I completely understand what Alessio's going through. He makes these predictions, and he's a good trader. He's a good investor. I do think that he's a good technical analyst, but sometimes you make bad calls. I think he's relying too much on Elliott wave theory. You guys know that I don't look at Elliott wave a whole lot. I think it's overrated. I think that's one mistake that he makes is that he focuses too much on Elliott wave. But overall, I do think he knows what he's talking about. So I'm going to stand behind him on that. Even though he has made some incorrect calls. We all have guys. He just happens to have made several of them in a row, and it's kind of messed up his reputation. He doesn't really deserve it. Chat goes from 368 to 100K viewers. If we had 100K viewers in here, guys, good lord. How about Crypto Crew University? I don't watch him a whole lot, so I don't really I can't really weigh in on him. But you should definitely keep watching this video. Yeah, I like Carl. I like Carl's intro. Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, we're going to be ripping off Carl from the Moon's intro. You should definitely keep watching this video. Invest at your own peril. Yeah, Alessio has too much confidence. I don't think there's anything wrong with having confidence in your predictions. You just have to be able to, as he says, learn from your past mistakes and very quickly alter your own predictions in the light of new evidence. He's very right on that. A lot of the theory that he talks about behind his technical analysis is sound. Let's see. We have a donation from Rod Santos again. $7. I've learned how to read charts by following guys like you. Love to see the live streams also keep them going. I am going to try my very best to keep the live streams going because, guys, I'm having an absolute blast right now. We just passed the hourly mark. I'm loving talking to you guys. I'm really enjoying this. So thank you for the donation. I'm definitely gonna do everything I can to make sure we're able to do this more frequently. Organic FUD, yes, this is live. For once it is live. This is not a premiere of a video. This is going on live. I'm running out of coffee, guys. This is the last coffee I have in the house. You guys want me to drive 7 miles to the nearest store and get some coffee in the middle of the live stream? Yes, Ron BT. I have heard of Sunny Decree. I watch him every once in a while. He seems like a pretty good guy. I haven't watched him for a long time, so I can't. Whenever I voice an opinion of mine, I like it to be a very well-founded opinion, and I haven't watched Sunny Decree for a long time, so I don't necessarily want to say, yeah, he's a great technical analyst or anything. I haven't seen a whole lot of his calls. I haven't seen a whole lot of him in action, but on the surface, he seems like a pretty decent guy. And I will see you guys. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace. I got that from the peace thing. I got that from gosh, I forgot who it was, but there was this YouTuber. I think he did political content. He'd end every one of his video where he'd go, peace. And I got that from him. I thought that was so cool. Carl from the Moon is solid. Got me hooked on TA. Yeah, Carl's doing really well. He's definitely one of the people that I look up to. I think he does a lot of the things on his channel. Not so much as far as the technical analysis is concerned, but the presentation a lot better. I do try to not copy him, but model some of the things on the channel after what he's doing, and then of course do my own thing because I think he does some things with the way that he presents better than I do. Go get your coffee, Jeb. I got this. Yeah, JP Sat, you want to have the stream key? You can go ahead and finish the stream. Live stream to Starbucks. I'll drive all the way to Starbucks at 12:25 in the morning. Yeah, that's a great idea. I do have a coffee maker, but I'm specifically talking about Frappuccinos in the glass bottles. Those are the ones I drink. I do have a coffee maker. Maybe I should make some actual coffee. Well, guys, I do have to sleep, so I can record in the morning. You guys got to have your daily video. I get something out of several YouTubers. You have an excellent, authentic approach, Jeb. I've always enjoyed your videos. Keep it up. Thank you so much, Matt A. I do try to be as down-to-earth as possible in my daily life and also in the videos. Live streams at Starbucks buys all the coffee. Yeah, I should go to Starbucks. I should go to the Starbucks a friend of mine works at. Rod Santos, here's some gas money. Thank you very much. Let's go ahead and go to the store, guys. I got my gas money now. I don't have a gas station outside, right outside my front door, so I'm going to run out of gas on the way there, but that's okay. That's okay. FF Matt donated another $1 because why not? Thank you very much. I guess we're just collecting dollars here, guys. You know, I've been waiting for the number of you guys watching the stream to drop off, but we're hovering around 350. Carl's info is solid. I can speak. Carl's info and consistency is solid. Highly recommend. I do also highly recommend you watch Carl. A lot of people that are in the, not necessarily in the cryptocurrency space, we have a pretty good community here, but a lot of people won't talk about, like, oh, you should go watch these people because they're the competition, quote unquote. Carl's a good guy. I do recommend that you watch him. Just because you're watching him doesn't mean that you can't watch me also. I don't know what this is, but Jeb can tell us. Bump and run reversal on the 1 minute. FF Matt 12 IRL stream. Guys, I haven't talked about this a whole lot on the channel, but there is going to be a vlog channel around me and business and entrepreneurship stuff and also some car stuff coming in about a year. So give me a little bit of time to get everything in motion. You guys are going to see my face in the future. You are going to see behind the scenes on how I make these videos. You're going to see a lot more about my life and the life of the people around me in the future, but that's coming in 2020. We just got to get some stuff done in 2019 before we get there. That's part of the reason that we're doing all the stuff with the course also, so that we can fund that. Heat up some evaporated milk. He's in Starbucks, Florida. He's in Florida. Starbucks is closed. I'm in Starbucks. Florida is closed. Florida's closed. Go away. No one's allowed in here. Florida, go away. It's 170 degrees. You're not allowed in here. Carl from the Moon, the channel The Moon. Go check him out. He's a nice guy. No, I can. Someone mentioned SpaceX. Forgive me. I'm going to not even try to pronounce your name. I don't want to offend you. You mentioned SpaceX. I've actually walked outside my front door and watched SpaceX launches many times. It will crash how long in your opinion? Let's get back to the technical analysis instead of me just sitting here rambling. I don't think, like I said, I'm going to go over this again. I want to wait and do some more of my in-depth technical analysis for the morning's video. But I think there's a good chance that Bitcoin does, as I've been developing on this and thinking more about it, I think there's a good chance it will pull back down to $6,000. If we do, then we'll probably end up seeing something like this happen, where Bitcoin pulls down to $6,800, has a little bit of a rally, and then has a pullback down to 6,000. That's, oh, excuse me, that is one scenario that we're looking at here, but another one is, of course, the Bitcoin, oh, excuse me, that's coffee. Another one is that Bitcoin does have a rally here and does keep going. There are those two scenarios, and you guys know a lot of times what I like to do is I like to say, this is one thing that can happen, this is another thing that can happen. Take your pick. I like to show you guys the technicals on the bullish side and the bearish side so you can go make your own decision. The point that I try to express in this on this channel is not come to my channel and say, and every day listen to what I have to say and then do technical analysis and do trades, more importantly, based off of just what I have to say. What I want you guys to do is I want you to learn how to do TA so that you can come here, get some technical analysis, some pointers that you may have missed from me, but also be able to do your technical analysis on your own. Because one of the things I see in the cryptocurrency space a lot is that people will watch 10 different YouTubers, they'll get 10 different opinions, they'll be led in 10 different directions, and they're even more confused than when they started because they can't do their own technical analysis. That's why we made the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy. That's why I talk about the bullish and the bearish side, so that you guys can understand what the bulls are saying, what the bears are saying, so you can go and do your own technical analysis. It's kind of like a homework assignment. Go do your own TA and then figure out what you think is going to do it, what you think that the market's going to do. It's not so much about just hearing what I have to say and what Carl has to say and what Alessio has to say and what Nicholas has to say and Sonny Decree has to say. It's not just about that. It's about being able to do your own technical analysis. It's about, as my father would say, not letting anyone else do your thinking for you. That's a very important thing. Came for the charts, stay for this chat. Yeah, I'm really enjoying the chat, guys. I'm very much enjoying this. Matt A, satellite money. Yeah, I'm going to try. I'm going to look into satellite internet and see what can happen. Satellite internet has some very, very, very high ping, so that might not be good for streaming. Finish the rest of my Bitcoin. Finish the rest of my Starbucks. I can speak at 1 in the morning. Alex Lalak, yo! You said yo to me, so yo to you. Yo, man. I'll give you my 2 cents. Then it'll be $2.01. I'm funny. No, Binance went down to 6,800. Yeah, Bitcoin definitely had a bit of a crash. Like I said, I went ahead and recorded about half an hour of that, so that we'll have a live stream for that later on. And in case you guys are wondering, like I said, I'm actually not even plugged into my internet right now. What I'm doing is I've tethered my phone that has unlimited data into my computer. No, Stephen Tackett, this is live. This price is not outdated. It's just on the hourly chart. Let's go ahead and zoom in. This is all live. It might be about 30 seconds behind for you, but we're trading at 73, 74 right now. But no, my phone is actually tethered into my... Hey, okay. Cancel that. Should be okay now. Should be okay now. Give me just a second, guys. I'm getting it fixed. My phone decided it wanted to update about 20 different things, and it's using the internet that I'm